second graders. This is Mrs. Daniel from Citizenship Academy, and this is Lesson 3, Module 7, Lesson 3. And our objective for the day is to draw and label a bar graph to represent data. Relate the count scale to the number line. All right, let's get started. Okay, so this is an example of the picture graph that we did yesterday. But the difference is that this time the pictures are going across instead of vertically, okay? And this is what we were working on yesterday with our picture graph. And when you look at this graph, how can you tell which one has more? Let's see, it goes up the highest, right? And how can you tell which one has the least amount? The one that has the lowest number, shorter. So we can change the position of the graph from vertical to horizontal, and the data stays the same. The numbers don't change. We're just showing it in different ways. So far we've looked at data that was in a table, and it had the numbers and the labels of what it was, and then the numbers. Then yesterday we did a picture graph, and today we're going to use the same information, but we're going to create a bar graph, okay? And we're using our same animal classification information that we've been using this whole time. So here's our information. This is the same data we've been using, and here is our graph paper. So first, what do we need? Who remembers what we need to do at the top of our graph? We need a title, right? A title. And we can use this title right here, animal classification. So there's our title. And next, we need to label the categories of animals. So we need to label bird, mammal, reptile, and fish. Just like we have them here, we have to label them here. And next, we need to fill in the number scale. The number scale, it might remind you of something else, but at the bottom of the graph, we're going to have numbers. And the numbers are, if you notice, they're right on each line. And they go right in order. Numbers don't skip any numbers. Move myself out of the way a little bit. So they go right in order, just like a number line, right? Just like a number line. Now we're going to count the tally marks. So we're going to look at bird. You count the tally marks. And for a bar graph, you actually color in the boxes, that number of boxes. So for this one, we have 4. So we're going to color in 4 boxes. Now we're going to look at the mammal. How many for the mammal? We have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Notice that we don't skip any boxes and we color it nice and neat. It's important that you take your time and color it nice and neat, because if you go outside of the box, you might be confused about what number when you're looking at your data later. All right, reptile has 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the fish has 3. If you notice, you look at the end and you can slide down. See, oh, that one has 8. Let's look at the bird. The bird, slide it down, has 4. Look at the fish. Slide it down, you can see has 3. So you can just slide your finger down to the number if you don't want to count each box. let's look at another one. So we have animal classification. We have, this time it's numbers, okay, instead of tally marks, but it's the same. We have our title. Then we're going to need to label the animal classifications. And now we need our scale at the bottom. Notice they go right in order all the way. And the first one is on the very first line, and that's 0. Because basically, if you don't color any in, then you have 0. If you color in one box, then you have 1 of that animal. All right, now we're going to start coloring in 6 for the birds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the fish, we have 5. 5. For the mammals, we have 11. Whoa, look at all those. All the way to 11. And for the reptiles, we have 3. And now that we have a bar graph, we can answer questions. So just like with our picture graph, we were able to look at the data and answer questions. We can use the bar graph in the same way. So let's look at this question. How many more animals are birds than reptiles? So how many birds do we have? We have, slide down, we have 6 birds. And we have how many reptiles? 3 reptiles. So you could say 6 minus 3 equals 3. Or if you didn't know that math in your head, you could start at the 3 and you could count up and see how many more there are. You could count up and say 1, 2, 3. Okay? Either way, you would get your answer 3. How many more birds and mammals are there than fish and reptiles? So remember, these questions can be a little tricky. So first we have to figure out how many birds and mammals. So we have to add together birds and mammals. That's step number 1. So birds have 6, mammals have 11. So 6 plus 11 equals 17. And then we have to count fish and reptiles. So fish have 5, reptiles have 3, so we have 8. Now we have to subtract 17 minus 8. And our answer is 9. Okay, how many fewer animals are reptiles and fish than mammals? So this and kind of means add these two together. So we've got to add together the fish and the reptiles. Fish are 5, reptiles are 3, so we have 8. How many fewer than just the mammals? The mammals are 11. So we're going to subtract 11 minus 8. We have 3. Oops, sorry, went too fast. 3. So now you know how to make a bar graph, you know how to make a picture graph, and how to fill in information in a table. So I'm wondering, which graph do you enjoy the most so far? Would you prefer the picture graph? Is that clearer for you? Or would you prefer the bar graph? I'd love to hear your thoughts. All right. Well, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.